So welcome everyone for today's morning reading and discussion from teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the Golden Avatar. Let's begin the prayers together. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananshana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Ashatade Shatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gautase Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gau Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya.
Hare Krishna, so welcome everyone. We are reading from the prologue of Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which is actually based on the account written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a brief description of the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which originally was published in August 20th, 1896. Looking at the presentation here, just to help us. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, he performed his pastimes on this planet Earth for around 48 years. First 24 years of his life is called as Adi Lila. 24 to 30 years is called Madhya Lila, and 30 to 48 is called as Antya Lila. The subject matter of this book that we're going to discuss is largely going to be part of his Madhya Lila, and could be some part of Antya Lila also. So yesterday, while looking at the brief sketch of the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Prologue, we saw these many things, different pastimes that occurred. We first of all learned about his appearance, how everyone was talking Hari Bol, chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, like this. It was the Falgun Purnima. Everyone was taking bath in Ganges and loudly chanting the sound of Hari Bol, because it's considered auspicious and you receive many blessings, from that perspective, footive mentality perspective. So everyone was there, the Ganges, taking bath and chanting. At that point of time, Nimai Pandit or Gaura Chandra appeared at that point of time. Some pastimes about his childhood was mentioned up to the four years. One was he would cry incessantly unless the ladies in the house would begin to chant Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So Acharyas explained that is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right from the beginning of his appearance, set the mood about the things that are about to unfold in the future when he would personally go around and establish Sankirtana movement. Then there was a pastime of snake, Ajgar snake. I believe it wasn't mentioned here, but we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavata about it. Then there was a pastime about Jagdish and Hiranmaya preparing a feast on Ekadashi. And Nimai Pandit understands it and he begins to cry. He said, I want to eat only that what is cooked by Jagdish and Hiranmaya, who were the uncles for Nimai Pandit. Then also there was a pastime of, Nimai Pandit eating mud rather than the sweet meat. And he argues with mother, everything is one. The sweet meat is nothing but the transformation of the mud. So how does it make a difference? And Prabhupada writes in the commentary to this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, explaining how actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu right in the beginning was establishing the concept of Achintya Bhed Abhed Tattva. In what you say, in characteristic, both are same because fundamentally both are the same elements, but because both have different proportion of quantity of the features, they both take different shapes and have different utility. Already we are part, although we are part and parcel of the Lord, similarly, in quality we could be one, but in quantity we are different. We have different utility. Like that, Achintya Bheda Tattva was established. Then we had an example of Gopal Brahmana, who had come, and that all pastimes discussed. 5 years onwards, Chaitanya Nimai Pandit was admitted in Pathshala up to the age of 7 years. He kind of mastered the study of Sanskrit. He was admitted in Ganga Das Pandita Gurukul. And from the age of effectively from 8 to 10, he did a self-study where he read Shruti, Smriti, Nyaya, etc. like this. And then 11 to 13 was the time of crisis at the family of Nimai Pandit. First crisis was Vishwambhara, Vishwarup. Vishwarup left. He took sannyas, which was very, very difficult for others to really, because that time taking path of renunciation means you're never ever going to see your son or the parents again, like this. And then what we had was the father, Jagannath Mishra, fearing that Vishwarup would also follow in the footsteps of Vishwambara and Vishwambara would follow in the footsteps of Vishwarup and leave us. So he didn't want to have that feeling of separation and agony because of feeling of separation. So therefore he departed from this, earthly pastimes during that time. Mother Sachi was all left alone at that point of time. Nimai Pandit promised to look after Mother Sachi. And around the age of 14 or 15, Nimai Pandit was married to Lakshmi Priya. And after that, somewhere around at the end of 15, around the period of 15 years of age, Nimai Pandit had traveled to East Bengal, what is known today as Bangladesh, to teach students and to, collect some money for maintaining household affairs. He spent almost the whole summer, as far as my memory goes, more than 3 months. And it is mentioned while he was returning back. So due to acute feeling of separation, Mother Lakshmi Priya, the wife of Nimai Pandit, departed from this world. Technically, she was bitten by a snake. Philosophically, it was feeling of separation, as His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj explains in his lectures. He came back. Mother Sachi was again very grief-stricken. And then again, it was decided, somehow if I have to hold Vishwambar at home, he need to be married again. He should not follow in the footsteps of his brother. And his marriage was decided. Second marriage, which happened with Vishnu Priya Devi. He was married. And then after that, somewhere at the end of 16 years, or 16 years of his age, he went to Gaya to perform Pindadan. And that's the time he met Ishwar Puri. Not the first time, but the second time. He received initiation, he received instruction from Ishwar Puri, and then he started what we know today as Sankirtan movement, the first time in the history of mankind, the open chanting of the holy names of the Lord, and no consideration of your qualifications, your background, your caste, your religion, your race, your skin color, whatever discrimination exists on bodily consciousness, nothing of that sort was considered. Everyone came together and took part in this Sankirtan movement. That is from the time of 1623. Mahaprakash Lila happened, nocturnal pastimes began at Shiva's Pandit's home. Advaita Acharya, Shiva's Pandit, everyone was shocked looking at the transformation in Nimai Pandit, was a famous scholarly student who had his own Gurukul. Now, every presentation of his class was centered around how Shri Radha and Krishna is explained through this meaning of grammar, like this. And that's the time Keshav Kashmiri Pandit came, who was a great devotee of Mother Saraswati. His transformation is mentioned. And then finally, the Smarta Brahmanas became envious and disturbed. We were making a point yesterday Generally, if you see it historically, it is only ever people who have actually betrayed us. Somehow we become. This is something a great lesson for all of us. We see in Bhagavatam also cases of guru-disciple relationship where disciple betrays the guru. In fact, in Kali Yuga it is mentioned it is not recommended to have disciples because nature of envy is so strong. Who you cultivate is going to bite you back. So we have to be careful and consider and be conscious of our own nature for that. So here, Smarta Brahmanas complained about Nimai Pandit, who was known as Chaitanya or Vishwambara, to Chandkazi, and Chandkazi attacked the Sankirtan party, broke the Madanga, and Nimai Pandit called for non-cooperation movement. A great march took where almost close to 100,000 people had gathered and walked, marched late in the night to the house of Chand Kazi. And Chand Kazi was completely terrified seeing that incident and he surrendered. There's a very interesting conversation which comes in Madhya Leela between Chand Kazi and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about Islam, about Sanatana Dharma. It's worth reading. Prior to this, I forgot the important point. The Sankirtan movement began when Nityananda Prabhu joined, met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the house of Nandanacharya. And from there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda Prabhu to now go and spread the movement of Harinam. Go every day, preach the glories of holy name. And Nityananda Prabhu, along with Haridas Thakur, would travel and plead everyone, please chant, the holy names of the Lord. That's the time they met Jagai and Madhai, the famous pastime. And then they became Jagannath and Madhavananda. To conclude with this Adi Leela thing here, then finally in 1510, his students, and again interesting thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's students himself, they became envious of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was not a lot of age difference. It's not that he was 23, 24 and the students were 16 years. The age difference was less. So the nature of envy is when we compare, therefore it is said in teacher and student relationship, student should always consider himself fool. The moment he begins to speak up, he's just manifesting his envy. When he begins to speak over, that's his envy manifesting. It's just a moment of, it's just a warning before his collapse. And it's a moment of, it's just a matter of time when he collapses, have a headlong crash with material energy. So because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the age difference wasn't too much, so they thought, oh, ऐसी कौन सी बात है, ये कौन सा इतना महान है, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है. So when this particular situation which is mentioned by the biographers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so absorbed. We yesterday sang the particular song which he composed, Krishna, 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 hai, like that. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Whenever he would go on walk, he will chant this particular, you can call it as a song or bhajan, whatever you want to call it. So he was chanting the names of gopis. And these sons of Smarta Brahmanas, proud of their no intelligence. It's very interesting. Who is often proud? The tree which cannot produce fruit is not a tree which stands erect. The tree which can produce fruit is always bent. So who has this tendency to be proud? Who has nothing. Only that fool can be proud of himself or oneself like this. And they became so arrogant that, oh, Nimai Pandit, why are you chanting the names of gopis? You should chant the name of Vishnu. What is this? And Nimai Pandit, being shaken up from that meditation, became angry. He picked up the stick to beat or to frighten the boys, literally. And they ran away. And when they ran away, they made a party among themselves. This is another nature of this whole party consciousness. Beautiful point is mentioned was here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much again this sectarian idea of coming together and making groups like this. So they made a group among themselves. They said, oh, how does Nimai Pandit dare to challenge us like this? Uski himmat kaise hui? If, and they all concluded, if he ever again threatened to beat us, we will retaliate. Can you imagine? We were discussing, I believe, briefly yesterday also. Even Nimai Pandit, the Supreme Personality Godhead, that's the nature of envy. Even he is not spared by the envious jivas of this Kali Yuga. So they planned like this. And when Nimai Pandit understood this is what is the state of their mind, he felt sorry for them. And he decided, because the culture was such, if you take sannyas, everyone has to bow down. If not, you have to fast for a day. Or else you have to give a charity. That was a culture. And you're talking about the Brahmanas here. So it just cannot not be practiced. Mata Brahmana means we are very strict about the rituals. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew if I take a sannyas, and these rascals would have to bow down, offer respect. Then because I've just taken sannyas, can you imagine? Just because I've changed my attire, now they will force to offer respect to me. Then the envy will subside. Then they would know that, oh well, this is not anymore Avanimai Pandit. Because when we identify, therefore it is said, more than Vapu Seva, Vani Seva is important in relationship. When you're too close to the individual, envy is 200% meant to manifest as a very, very, thing which needs to be conscious. Anyways, so like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to take sannyas, leaving behind his mother, a widowed mother, and a young wife, Vishnu Priya, all the time to come. They didn't even had a progeny, because after father or husband, it is a son who takes care of the wife. They didn't had any child also. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that step, and that was in 1510 when Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And now comes Madhya Leela. He took sannyas, and we read till the point of time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled interesting journey to Jagannath Puri for the first time, and then meeting with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We were talking about the importance of giving time to Shreshtas. If Shreshtas become Krishna conscious, then Yat Yat Achrati Shreshta Tatta Deva Tarojana, like that. And then we also spoke about how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thought that this young sannyasi needs training. He's so beautiful, he's so attractive, everyone will get attracted to him. And at such a young age, if a lady is attracted to you, so you might lose control on your senses. So he has to be very strong in the Shruti, in the Nyaya Jnana. So he can, Sankhya ideally, he has to be very clear on the Sankhya concept. So he doesn't see the form, but he sees the elements. He doesn't see the beauty of the lady, he sees the elements combination, earth, water, fire. So he would not get attracted. With that consciousness, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thought of giving a training to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For a week long, he spoke on Sharirika Bhasya, particularly Vedanta Sutra commentary. And after a week, he looked at Nimai Pandit, who is no more Nimai Pandit, is Shri Krishna Chaitanya. And he said, Shri Krishna Chaitanya doesn't look like you have understood anything. No question asked. What is this? You're such a duffer. You have not understood anything. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, I did not understand anything what you said. Your words were had such a double meaning. I have read Vedanta Sutra, it has a straightforward meaning. You made it unnecessarily so complicated. I mean, it was all done politely. I'm just making it short. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's ego was deeply hurt. He was the teacher of the time. Great, great sannyasis were his students, disciples. And a young sannyasi, 24-year-old boy says, I know Vedanta Sutra. What would you teach me? Literally like that, his ego hurt. See, even if you speak politely, when ego is hurt, if the softly spoken word seems very harsh. How many of you agree with this? Yes or no? Raise your hand. Your ears will not hear the words like it has been spoken very softly. The ears, your mind will translate that in a harsh way. That's why Sarvabhauma was very upset. He said, really? You tell me. You tell me, what do you know about Vedanta Sutra? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his meaning. I mean, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his meaning. Of course, that was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality Godhead, who could not hear to him. And when he spoke, Sarvabhauma, yaar, जीवन बर्बाद कर दिया मैंने तो बिल्कुल गलत कमेंट्री पढ़ी और पढ़ाई. And he goes into his room, not mentioned here, Chaitanya mentions, he goes into his room, he locks himself for days together, not coming out, repenting. What did I do? So my son-in-law, right? Or brother-in-law? Brother-in-law. Brother-in-law. Sister's, wife's brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya. Oh, indeed, looks like he was correct. He cannot be an ordinary human being. He has actually, kind of debunked the whole Sharika Bhasya, the great Shankaracharya. He has even proven him wrong. What a lucid and clear presentation. He was thinking like this. Early in the morning, there was a knock on his door. Tuck. So Acharya, who would wake up in Marmamutta, he has not even woken up today. He was so depressed, so heartbroken. He has spent all his life. He came out, opened the door, and he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And seeing him in that beautiful form, his heart completely transformed. The reason that is a very interesting thing, There is a great difference between sin and offense. Sin is like driving a car, and if it rains, your vision becomes hazy. That's what sin does. Sin, which covers your vision, you cannot see. Offense is getting into an accident, and police catches you, punishes you. You see the two difference? Therefore, offense is considered very, very severe. In case of Sarva Bhattacharya, he was not offensive. Now, in terms of sin in not in terms of morality, sin in terms of misrepresentation of Vedic science. And if you have to counter a sin, the first step is repentance. Sarva Bhattacharya, for that days of his isolation, was continuously repenting and thinking, what wrong did I do? What wrong did I do? How can I? He has to be somebody special. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided himself to come to him, gave his darshan, Sarva Bhattacharya's heart immediately transformed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, can you imagine Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking to you? Hey Sarvabhauma, हम तुम्हारे लिए जगन्नाथ का महाप्रसाद लाए हैं. And Sarvabhauma, the number one Brahmana. Brahmana means cleanliness. You don't put anything in your mouth before taking bath. He has not even brushed himself. Immediately took the prasad and ate it. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, oh, Sarvabhauma, you know, the Shiromani of Brahmanas, you're not taking bath. How can you take prasad? And Sarva Bhattacharya is completely humbled. And he said, if the Lord has to personally come to my door and offer me prasad, do I need to wait for it? Or do I accept it immediately? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased. And that's the time the hearts mended. And then he became a great, great follower of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right. Then, now we're going to read further of the part of Madhya Leela. Let me see, where is the... right? Somewhere was a presentation, huh? Or maybe I closed it. It's there. So now we go to the second part where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's South India 2 begins. Wait a second. I'm just trying to see where is presentation. ये presentation कहाँ गायब हो जाती है? आ गया. ठीक है. So 24 to 26 years, which means same year when he took sannyas, is the same year. अच्छा, sorry, resume share. आ गया. Right? ये क्या जोक है ये? मैं कुछ समझ नहीं आता इसमें क्या चलता है. Okay, sorry for this trouble. I'm struggling. Hopefully, I'll get my laptop today, so my life will be more simpler. Just 1 second, Prabhus and mothers. Okay, how do I take this guy out from here? Okay, we are here, and where is Zoom? Is here. I click on share screen. I don't see that screen only. What do I do? Again? All right. So 15 to 10, he took sannyas, and of course, the another thing which was mentioned about Nityanand Prabhu bringing him to Shantipur and meeting with Advaita Acharya, and a very, 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 very heart-rending, emotional interaction between Mother Sachi and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, like this, that happened at that time, and then begins South India 2. All right. Reading again from the book. I'm assuming all of you would have a book. You have written your names on the book, everyone. You have a pen to make notes, so that helps you to quickly refresh your memory later on. His biographers have given us a detail of the journey. He first went to Kurma Kshetra. We have discussed this whole South India tour in one of the, we did this, I guess this year only, Gaur Purnima. We did this series of South India tour during Gaur Purnima. We went along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu different places. Here we'll read the synopsis of it. That was part of a Sunday evening program. His biographers have given us a detail of the journey. He first went to Kurma Kshetra, where he performed a miracle by curing a leper named Vasudev. Hey fellas, you got to, I believe, share the YouTube link. You have shared? You need to share the YouTube link on the group. Because there's no YouTube link created before now. So capture and share that. Fine. His biographers have given us a detail of the journey. He first went to Kurma Kshetra, where he performed a miracle by curing a leper named Vasudev. I mean, I'm so tempted to speak a little later about this. These are something which can't be missed about. Anyways, we'll control. Vachavegam. Manasa Krodha Vekam. He met Ramananda Rai, the governor of Vidyanagar, on the banks of Godavari and had a philosophical conversation with him on the subject of Prema Bhakti. He worked another miracle by touching the 7 tal trees through which Ramachandra had shot his arrows. The son of Dasharatha had shot his arrows and killed the great Bali Raj. Actually, this was just, there was a Sugriv, and Sugriv wanted to test the ability of Lord Ram. That's the time Lord Ram has shot those arrows, that I can shoot an arrow through that and it will come back and get into my quiver. That was the pastime. He preached Vaishnavism and Nama Sankirtan throughout the journey at Rangashetra. He stayed for 4 months. What is Rangashetra? Tirupati, Srirangam, not Tirupati, Srirangam, sorry. Tirupati is Tirupati Balaji, Srirangam. He stayed for 4 months in the house of one Venkata Bhatt in order to spend the rainy season. A good news to all of you. Maybe sometime we'll go to Srirangam. So the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed, the house of Venkata Bhatt, is now under the care of ISKCON. For 3 to 4 brahmachari stays. It is out in the fields, away from the city, is out in the field. When it is not a very small city, Srirangam is out in the fields, surrounded by greenery. And there is a small cottage, small place, where few brahmacharis, 2-3 brahmacharis stays. And that's a place of house of Venkata Bhatta. That's where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed. So sometime we should go. And very knowledgeable brahmachari there. They know everything about Srirangam. And when you take a parikrama of Srirangam, the periphery, which is miles together, like Govardhan Parikrama, then on the, if I am from my direction, if I say, so on the right, I don't know how to define the direction here, but on one of the periphery is the temple, is a place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had hand-carved Jagannathji's deity. And that's where he would worship Jagannath deity during 4 months of stay in Srirangam. That deity is still there, hand-carved by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right. There he converted the whole family of Venkata from Ramanuja Vaishnavism to Krishna Bhakti, along with the son of Venkata, a boy of 10 years named the famous, legendary Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who afterwards came to Vrindavan and became one of the 6 Goswamis, the prophet, serving under the leaders, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Something very interesting happened. Another miraculous thing happened, and that was Sri Chaitanya Prabhu have not yet met Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. And he told Gopal Bhatta Goswami, a 10-year boy, once your parents have departed from this world, don't leave them because they're great Vaishnavas. Serve them until the end of life. And once they depart from this world, then you should go and be with Rupa and Sanatana at Vrindavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have not met Rupa and Sanatana right now. All right? That's after South Indian Yatra. Trained up in Sanskrit by his uncle Prabodhanand Saraswati, Gopala wrote several books on Vaishnavism. After meeting at Srirangam, then the next place was a place, I don't remember the name of the place, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Prabodhanand Saraswati. So if you travel Vrindavan Parikrama, where does Prabodhanand Saraswati Samadhi comes? Or Bhajan Kuti comes? At Kalia Ghat. What is that? The temple is there, na? The Kalia Dahan Mandir on the Parikrama Bhag. So when you go inside, there is Prabodhanand Saraswati's Bhajan Kutir or Samadhi, whatever you call it. Like this. Chaitanya visited numerous places in southern India as well as Cape Comorin and returned to Puri in 2 years by Pandarpur. ये पेंडेपुरा नहीं है, ये पंडरपुर है. मेरे बुक में शायद गलत लिखा होगा, but it's Pandarpur on the Bhima Nadi. In this later place, he spiritualized one Tukaram. Bhaktivedanta says, in this later place, which is Pandarpur, he spiritualized one Tukaram, who became from that time a religious preacher himself. This fact has been admitted in his Abhangas, which have been collected in volume by Mr. Satyendranath Tagore of the Bombay Civil Service. During his journey, he had discussion with the Buddhists, the Jains, the Mayavadis in several places, and converted his opponents to Vaishnavism. It is a very, very fascinating journey. Upon his return to Puri, Raja Prataparudra Dev and several Pandit Brahmanas joined the banner of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The famous Rath Yatra pastime happened. He sang Gopi Gate. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased and embraced him, and he became the part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's circle. In his 28th year, he went to Bengal as far as Gowda in Malda. There he picked up 2 great personages named Rupa and Sanatana. So what happened? The South India tour was 2 years, as you see in the map, 24 to 26. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returns back to Jagannath Puri at 1512. And now 2 years he stayed at Jagannath Puri, Rath Yatra pastime, meeting with Raja Prataparudra and accepting Prataparudra, part of his associates like this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately wanted to leave for Vrindavan. but devotees were not giving permission. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, can you imagine? Srila Prabhupada writes in the first canto, I said this point before also, uh, any endeavor becomes auspicious if it is blessed by Vaishnavas, particularly your seniors. And the definition of auspiciousness is not based on our understanding of results. Auspiciousness in terms of spiritual fruit, not in terms of materialism. It's another subject. I'm not going to details of it here right now. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not given permission, finally got a permission, and then he left. However, whole Puri Kshetra Nivasi travel along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here comes the pastor Narasimhananda Brahmachari, who meditated in his mind and who could say, he said, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not going to go back or go beyond that point. He's going to come back. And everyone said, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. He is not coming back. Murari Gupta, not Murari Gupta, right? Murari Gupta, he had taken a Kshetra sannyas. Murari Gupta, huh? No, what is the name? Huh? Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit had taken Kshetra sannyas and he was crying. He traveled along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his first travel. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to send him back with such a great difficulty. This is the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. What was the name of the place? Meeting point? Ram Kheli meeting point. And traveled further and then came back. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't go to Vrindavan during this trip. That happened in the next trip. Two great personages named Rupa Sanatan. Though descended from the lines of Carnatic Brahmanas, these troopers are stunned demi-Muslims by their continual contact with Hussain Shah, the then emperor of Gauda. Their names had been changed by Emperor to Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. And the master loved them heartily since they were both learned in Persian, Arabic, Sanskrit, and large servants of state. The two gentlemen had found no way to come back, as regular Hindus had returned to Mahaprabhu for spiritual help. But the two gentlemen, which means Rupa and Sanatan, had found no way. So what was happening? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to Jagannath Puri, they were sending letters. Please, we want to leave the service. Please allow us to come. And that's the time famous letter was written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If wife is in love with paramour, she serves the husband even more carefully. Do not create a situation where doubt arises upon your service to the king. Stay. When the time will come, you'll be rescued from your situation. Like this. So the two gentlemen had found no way to come back as regular Hindus and had returned to Mahaprabhu for spiritual help while he was at Puri. Okay. Mahaprabhu had written and replied that he would come to them and extricate them from their spiritual difficulties. Now that he had come to Gauda, both the brothers appeared before him with their long-standing prayer. Mahaprabhu ordered them to go to Vrindavan and meet him there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Puri. So his attempt to go to Vrindavan was not successful this time. In fact, commentators write, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't intended even to go to Vrindavan. He largely went to deliver Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. This one perspective is given. After a short stay at Puri, he left for Vrindavan. So 15, 14, yeah. So at the age of 29, that's the time he left for Vrindavan. That's the point. I'll close the screen now. Let's continue reading. Where were we? Chaitanya returned to Puri through Shantipur, where he again met his dear mother. After a short stay at Puri, he left for Vrindavan. This time he was accompanied by one Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He visited Vrindavan and came down to Prayag, Allahabad, converting a large number of Mohammedans to Vaishnavism by argument from the Quran. Very interesting, huh? And these descendants of these converts are still known as Pathan Vaishnavas. कोई Allahabad का है यहाँ पर? कोई मिला इन लोगों से? Rupa Goswami met him at Allahabad. So Rupa Goswami had a meeting at Allahabad. Chaitanya trained him up in spirituality in 10 days and directed him to go to Vrindavan on missions. His first mission was to write theological works explaining scientifically pure bhakti and prema. So it appears Rupa Goswami ran away from the kingdom and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was at Allahabad. And then on the way, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going towards Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami had met him. If I'm correct, actually this is not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going to Vrindavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already finished his Vrindavan. He was returning back from Vrindavan. So Rupa and Sanatana got to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had went towards Vrindavan. So they planned to run towards Vrindavan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the meantime had concluded his stay and he's returning. This is a returning trip, not on-way journey. He's returning back to Allahabad. From there he go to Varanasi. And the famous pastime of Jharikanda forest actually happened while going to Vrindavan. So that is skipped here. That is not mentioned here. Of course, a summary like this. Chronologically, I'm just trying to help you connect the dots here. He visited Vrindavan and came down to Prayag and converted large number of audience. Yeah, so first he went into Vrindavan like this. Rupa Goswami met him. His first mission was to write theological works explaining scientifically pure bhakti and prema. The second mission was to revive the places where Krishna Chandra had in the end of the Dwapar Yuga exhibited his spiritual leelas for the benefit of the religious world. Rupa Goswami left Allahabad for Vrindavan and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Benares. All right? And Varanasi, in the meantime, Sanatan Goswami, who almost a month later escaped after Rupa Goswami, reached Benares. A very beautiful meeting together of Sanatan Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let's take a look at here. Where were we? So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached Benares, and there he stayed in the house of Chandrasekhar and he ate in the house of Tapan Mishra. Who was Tapan Mishra? Yeah, the illustrious father of Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. And Tapan Mishra is the one who was sent, the first person who was, kind of sent away from their place was Tapan Mishra from the Bangladesh tour at the age of 16. He asked Tapan Mishra to move to Varanasi for future mission. And this mission is about to get fulfilled at this particular visit. Like this. Here it was that Sanatan Goswami joined him and took instructions at the Shashvamedh Ghat for 2 complete months. Can you imagine 2 months in spiritual matters? The biographer, especially Krishnadas Kaviraj, has given us details of Chaitanya's teachings, Rupa and Sanatan. Krishnadas was not a contemporary writer, but he gathered his information from the Goswamis themselves, the direct disciples of Mahaprabhu. Jiva Goswami was nephew of Sanatan and Rupa, and was left us his invaluable work, the Sat Sandarbha, has philosophized on the precepts of his great leader. We have gathered and summarized the precepts of Chaitanya from the books of those great writers. Chaitanya's teachings and precepts. While at Benares, Chaitanya had an interview with the learned sannyasis of the town in the house of Maratha Brahmana, who had invited all the sannyasis for entertainment. At this interview, Chaitanya shewed a miracle which attracted all the sannyasis to him, and then ensued reciprocal conversation. Kya naam tha iska? Prakashananda Saraswati. So long story short, they all were sitting in the house. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and sat at the place where everyone had taken out their slippers. All the sannyasis sitting inside and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting at the door. And sannyasis thinking, "Arey, you should come inside." By the time Prakashananda Saraswati had already received the news about this young sannyasi who was wandering like a madman on the streets of Benares and making everyone sing and dance. And these sannyasis have never seen it. And sannyasis belong to a cult who never dance. That is considered too much in a sense gratification for them. So Prakashananda thought, I should meet this young sannyasi who's coming in our parampara. We should teach him, Sharika Bhasya, to make him educated. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and sat there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emitted Brahman effulgence. So a sannyasi's competition with each other is in how effulgent you look. Everywhere there's competition. So what's the competition between sannyasis? How effulgent do you look? Your aura. Because as the level of purity rises, your aura, increases. That is one aspect of it. Second aspect is also your health. Good health, vibrant health creates that effulgence. And sannyasis living a pure life, simple life, pretty damn sure they didn't have management organization as sannyasis have to do. They lived in a simple cottage. They didn't have to run an institution. So they slept in time, probably just gave one discourse and they were doing their own things. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jokes about sat at the place where the shoe stall was there. And he's just like, shoo, as if the sun have entered the house of this Maratha Brahmana. Everyone was shocked. And everyone understood, yari hai to naujawan, but bhai, bada shaktishali hai. Because that was a factor of judging who is great. And they all came, oh, Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Swami, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Swami, why are you sitting here? Oh, no, what can I do? You all are learned people, I'm a fool. My spiritual master told me I'm a fool. So I deserve to be here only. I cannot sit and mingle with all of you great personalities. No, you please come. No, I'm fool. Like that, there was a whole conversation. That opened the heart of these people to hear from this Shri Krishna Chaitanya. And then the question answer happened. He said, hey, well, you have taken sannyas and on the best lineage of Shankaracharya. Why you're doing like this? Because they can make a question. It created a space where they're not judgmental only. They were judgmental before, but seeing his effulgence, they're like, koi to hai aadmi hai. And then they asked, that led to inquiry. But the question was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had an opportunity to answer. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answered, he said, no, Prakash, Ananda Saraswati, along with 50,000 of his disciples and many, many sannyasis, became Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And next day, imagine there was Sankirtan party. How many people would be there? Your thousands of sannyasis with Danda. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. That was the Sankirtan movement there. Can you imagine what would be the situation? Anyways, where were we? The sannyasis were headed. They submitted. Mahaprabhu admitted that they had been misled by the commentaries of Shankaracharya. It was impossible even for learned scholars to oppose Chaitanya for a long time, for there was some spell in him which touched their hearts and made them weep for their spiritual improvement. The sannyasis of Vinara soon fell at the feet of Chaitanya and asked for his grace. Kripa, Kripa. Chaitanya then preached pure bhakti and instilled into their hearts spiritual love for Krishna, which obliged them to give up sectarian feelings. The whole population of Vinaras on this wonderful conversion of the sannyasis turned Vaishnavas, and they made a master Sankirtan with their new Lord. After sending Sanatana Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu went to Puri again through the jungles with his comrade Balabhadra Bhattacharya. Balabhadra reported that Mahaprabhu had shown a great many miracles on his way to Puri, such as making tigers, elephants dance in the name of Krishna. From this time, that is from his 31st year. All right, let's go back to the presentation here. Kahan the hum, yahan the hum. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returns. This is 1516. So now, henceforward, from the age of year of 1516 till the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his Leelas, he never ever left Jagannath Puri. From this time, that is from his 31st year, Mahaprabhu continually lived in Puri in the house of Kashi Mishra, until his disappearance in his 48th year at the time of Sankirtan in the temple of Tota Gopinath. There are different understanding of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared. During these 18 years, his life was one of settled love and piety. He was surrounded by numerous followers, all of whom were of the highest orders of Vaishnavas and who were distinguished from the common people by their purest character and learning, firm religious principles, and spiritual love of Radha and Krishna. Swarup Damodar, who had been known by the name of Purushottama Acharya while Mahaprabhu was in Nadia, joined him from Benares and accepted service as a secretary. No production of any poet or philosopher could be laid before Mahaprabhu unless Swarup had passed it as pure and useful. Ramanand Rai was his second mate. Both he and Swarupa would sing while Mahaprabhu expressed his sentiments on a certain point of worship. Paramanand Puri was his minister in matters of religion. There are hundreds of anecdotes described by his biographers, which we do not think it meet here to reproduce. It's very, very high advanced subject matter. Mahaprabhu slept short. His sentiments carried him far and wide in the firmament of spirituality every day and night. All his admirers and followers watched him throughout. He worshipped, communicated with his missionaries at Vrindavan, and conversed with those religious men who newly came to visit him. He sang and danced, took no care of himself, and oftentimes lost himself in religious beatitude, which means absorption, samadhi. All who came to him believed him as the all-beautiful God appearing in the nether world for the benefit of mankind. One of the major reasons was, the symptoms that are particularly shown, and as the only proprietor of Srimati Radharani were also shown by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his pastimes. Therefore, Radha Krishna. He loved his mother all along and sent her Mahaprasadam now and then with those who went to Nadia. He was most amicable in nature. Humility was personified in him. His sweet appearance gave cheer to all who came in contact with him. He appointed Prabhu Nityananda as a missionary in charge of Bengal. He dispatched his disciples to Vrindavan to preach love in the upcountry. He punished all of his disciples who deviated from a holy life. This he markedly did in the case of Junior Haridas. He never lagged in giving proper instruction in life to those who solicited him, asked him. This will be seen in his teachings to Raghunath Das Goswami. His treatment to Haridas Thakur will show how he loved spiritual men, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was from the highest class of Brahmana. He took a sannyas, became a sannyasi. Haridas Thakur was a Mohammedan by birth. So ideally, you're not supposed to touch a body of Mohammedan. Yet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the body of Haridas Thakur in his hand and he danced to the streets of Jagannath Puri, came to the beach and buried him, created a samadhi by his own hands, and then went to the door to door, shop to shop in Jagannath Puri, begged for alms, and prepared a feast, and the whole feast was served to all the Vaishnavas who assembled there at the departure of Haridas Thakur. His treatment to Haridas will show how he loved special man and how he defied caste distinction in spiritual brotherhood. Hare Krishna. That sums up the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And let us just, before we conclude for today, 3448, this is post sannyas. So brief sketch of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 1486, Adi Leela. And 15010 is the time when he took sannyas. That's part of Madhya Leela. South India 2, meeting Ramadan Rai. First attempt to go to Vrindavan, then meeting Rupa Sanatan Ramkeli, and then again at Prague and Varanasi. And then coming back 1516, this 6 years, and 1516 to 1534 is a part of Antilila. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Stay at Puri for the final 18 years of his life. Hare Krishna. As such, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not write much. He only, I don't know exactly if he spoke or he wrote. What we know, I can look into this aspect. I never thought of it before. He's credited with this special 8 instructions called as Shri Shishashtakam. Every follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should memorize this 8 prayers. How many of you have memorized your hearts? Shikshashtakam, please raise your hands. How many of you have not memorized it or don't know by heart? 1, 2, 3. हाथ खड़ा करो क्यों शर्मा रहे हो फिर हाँ memorize fully 1, 2, 3, 4. Please take this as an assignment because today is the last class of this week. I'm leaving today afternoon and I'm mostly out until next Friday. I'll come on weekend for weekend program for a short and leave. So you have a week's time to memorize the 8 stanzas. So I would request all of you just memorize one stanza. Half of them you would know. So that kind of thing. So fine. So next Friday, Anshul Prabhu will organize a Shishtastakam prayer session here. And he'll conduct the exam. How many of you have memorized or not? All right? Of course. And on this occasion, Anshul Prabhu will give a feast to everyone. He's the one who generally takes a lead in making announcement and wishing everyone. So you should take a lead in things that I ask you to do. You know? So next Friday, feast will be given by Anshul Prabhu for everyone here for memorizing. And those who failed, according to his judgment, will miss the feast. All right? All in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the occasion of Pitra Paksh. That way you get to offer some service to your Pitras also. Just to conclude a point here about Pitra or Pitra Paksh, is extremely important that everyone should take part in this called as Pindadan or Pitra Paksh. The concept of Pitra Paksh in one line is a way of expressing our gratitude. That does not limit us to only our mother and father, but also to forefathers. So I would humbly request all of you. And how do we do it? There is a short procedure also of offering water and things like this. Or another way of is offering prasadam to Brahmanas or to Vaishnavas. Now offering prasadam or bhoga or prasadam to Vaishnava, the concept here behind is that is actually offered to the Lord with a prayer by the Lord, and then it is through the Vaishnavas, through the Brahmanas. So the crow can eat, the Brahmanas can eat. It all goes to the forefathers. So details, let's not go into the details aspect of it. It's a science that exists, that how it gets and brings a source of nourishment for them. Most importantly, it establishes the continuous culture of acknowledgement of our lineage. We're living at the time where we become too self-centered and selfish. We're too conscious about our own needs, but we hardly bother about our forefathers. You'll take a look at it, anyone and everyone, have performed this Pindadan in the scriptures. So don't give a concept of, I am practicing Shuddha Bhakti. Krishna only knows what is our level of Bhakti, first thing. Second thing, even if you are practicing Shuddha Bhakti, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. All acharyas have done it, so that we should do it. Don't bring the quotation of Madhavendra Puri. What is that? Madhavendra Puri only, na? वो कौन थे? ठीक है, yeah. So don't bring those quotations there. It's a very important that we should do it. There are multiple ways we can do it. We can do it every day as offer of gratitude when we offer prayer to the Lord, offer them some water, kind of a thing. Or 14th of October is Amavasya. That is the last day of Pindadan on this occasion. On that day is the best day. Otherwise, in this 2 weeks of time, you have to do it according to Tithi. And if you have different forefathers, which you all would have it, rather than different tithis, best is the 14th day. On that day, we can do it for all. So I would highly recommend all of you are staying here. If not anything, maybe just some little kuch bhi, but do it as your service and gratitude to forefather, to the lineage that you belong to what you received. This culture of gratitude must continue. And the best is this plus some brahmana in the temple should also be fed, because that's the culture of brahmana. The brahmanas in the temple could be given some charity, so that the brahmanas culture also continue. We talk a lot about Sanatan, we talk a lot of Hinduism, etc., but we all need to deeply introspect. How much are we contributing and sustaining the Sanatan Dharma? Or are we just talking? This is some vital aspect of it. But however, somehow when money matter comes now, we are the first one to run away somehow. We just become too shy, or somehow some unexpected expenses, bills comes in front of our mind. Oh, this is going to be so expensive, that expensive. That you can't just do something for your forefathers. How do you receive blessings? So whole culture is surrounded around receiving blessing, and that's a way of receiving blessing from our forefathers. Pitras doesn't mean only your father. Pitra refers to forefathers. Prahlad Maharaj, you can read the 7th canto, Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev instructed Prahlad Maharaj to perform Pitadan for the Hiranyakashipu. Nrsimhadev told Prahlad Maharaj, who could be a pure devotee than Prahlad Maharaj, who instructed Nrsimhadev. So this is cultural aspect which should not be missed. So I would highly recommend all of you to consider doing it in your respective forums wherever you are connected, or to any ISKCON temple of your choice. We should do this kind of a Pindan. The easiest way is offering prasadam to Vaishnavas. With that, we conclude our today's discussion. So those of you online, you also have a week's time. Shashashtakam prayers, I would request Madam Medavani can share the link of the PDF. Please do memorize it. One verse a day, which means in a week's time you memorize the 8 shlokas. I'm pretty sure out of the 8 shlokas, 1 or 2 shlokas would definitely be by hearted, or you would have that in your memory, because those are often quoted shlokas. And if in case you are a regular participant of Brahma Muhurta program, every day we recite, so you have it already within your mind. It would be a wonderful thing just to memorize that and then move forward to the subject matter of teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Do you all agree? By the way, how many of you online already have memorized Shashashtakam? Please give me a thumbs up. Or you can raise virtual hand or actual hand, so we get to see here how it is. I would say, can you all raise your virtual hands? So that makes it easy to see how much windows here have got it memorized. Those all of you have memorized, please share your virtual hands. Give me a virtual thumb up or something like that. Okay, so for others, no worries. Please take it as an homework. Please try to memorize. You have a week's time to do that. Okay, is that doable? You can memorize it. So if you can memorize it, or at least give it a try. That's okay. If you don't memorize, give it a try. 1 verse a day. I can tell you your consciousness would be on a different level altogether for the next 1 week. Every day you're going to meditate on 1 verse of Shashashtakam. How powerful would it be? The whole summer substance of Vedic sciences have been summed up in the 8 verses of Shashashtakam. So do that as an exercise. If you learn it, okay. If not, that's okay. At least we gave a try, and we meet. Next Friday would be Bhagavatam. Maybe Saturday, Sunday, we'll try to do the discussion. Or else I'm there after that. I'm not there after that also. It'll be a big break. Most of October, I'm traveling out. We'll see that. At least next Saturday, Sunday, we'll definitely meet. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki